personally think it looks like a bug. I don't know, there's something about it. It's got like 2 eyes and little pinchers in the front and the tail. Hey y'all kiddos, Gamer Mom here. Today we're going to explore Farming Simulator 17 Platinum DLC. We're going to head down to South America, plant and harvest some sugarcane, and check out some of the new vehicles that are in this DLC. Alright, so we've got our fields cultivated, and we are ready to start planting some sugarcane. Kind of showing you the process here. This is the first planter. This would be the single row billet planter. Pretty much does what it says. It plants a single row and it will take forever. But I'm showing you all of them, so let's get started with this one. As you can see, it plants 1 row. Oh wait, no. It kind of looks like 2 rows right now. Yeah, it is 1 row. Obviously, if you have a fairly large field, as I picked for this teeny tiny machine, it would probably take us all day. And I know I'm not going straight. But it does plant the sugarcane, and it does fertilize the field. And I think that is about as much time as I'm going to spend with this one. So we're going to go ahead and hire a worker and move on to the next one. So here we have the second in line, which is the TT8022 driveless. It says this machine can harvest the indicated fruit types. Well, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. Guess I should have read that. But from what I have found, it also does plant. So I'm assuming it does both. And if I understand sugarcane correctly, it can be replanted from what has grown. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this started. As you can see, this does about the same width. Maybe a little bit wider. So not bad, but it's still gonna take some time and work to plant. Now, this one is the 2-row billet planter, as you can see here. So this one is going to plant 2 rows, obviously larger than the last 2 that we were just working with. Still have a rather large field. I don't know why I picked big fields for these. So let's go ahead and get this one started. As you can see, much larger. It'd probably help if I was on the field. There we go. As you can see, much larger rows than the last 2. But still gonna take a while. Well, we are about, I want to say, halfway across this field, but we're really not. It's been quite a long time here, and thinking it's about time to see exactly how long it takes the sugarcane to grow, because it is a slow growing crop. It takes a long time to plant and a long time to grow. But the good thing is that once that it's planted, you don't have to replant it. It's kind of like the grass. It'll just keep growing back over and over and over again. So you really only have to plant it once, and then you just continue to fertilize and harvest. But here it is. It is, let me see. Well, it's 6:02. Here is a view from one of the harvesters, and let's fast forward time and see how long it takes this sugarcane to grow. Real quick here, in case you're wondering, I do have the plant growth on fast. Makes a little bit of a difference, but just so y'all know when we're figuring out the time here on how long it takes to grow. So here we are coming up on 6 o'clock the next day, and as you can see, still not ready to harvest. Still got some growing to do, but we're getting there. Here we are 30 hours into waiting for this, and still getting closer, but still not there. As you can see, it's getting a little bit taller and a little bit taller, very, very slowly. So here we are about midnight the next day. We finally have some sugar cane. It has taken about 41 hours, if I calculated it correctly, to get the sugar cane. So now we can move on and look at the harvesting of it. Alright, now that we have our sugarcane grown, it's time to take the tops off. As you can see from our map here, it turns nice and red for remove tops. So it only took like literally 2 game days to get this to grow. Like I said, extremely slow growing crop. This is one of the harvesters right here. Obviously, pull it behind a tractor. You can hook up any of the sugarcane tippers to the back of it. You can probably hook up other tippers also, but I haven't tried them. I have never actually used this. I've used the other one, but not this one, and I am starting to think that I am not lined up correctly to do this. So let's go ahead and unfold this. Just what I thought. And we'll go ahead and put the pipe out, which should put it right over the tipper. And I think we're going to back up and line up a little bit differently here. Alright. So we'll go ahead and we will turn on the harvester and start harvesting. And this is it. As you can see, it takes those tops right off. go ahead and we'll hire a worker. And I'll zoom in here so you can see it a little bit better in action. Just drive right alongside of the rows. Alright, as I was getting things set up to show you guys the planting and harvesting of sugarcane, I remembered this harvester right here. You can get it set up with a trailer hitch. As we saw back here, you can get a trailer hitch attacher. Well, one problem with this trailer hitch attacher is that it is very hard, or darn near impossible, to hook up trailers. Pretty much none of the sugarcane tippers will attach. I have tried every single one of them. So I went through all the tippers, and there is one tipper that will attach to the back of this that I have found. That's not a mod. I believe that there are some mods out there that you can get, but if you do not want to get a mod, this is the tipper right here that I found that will attach to the back of this, the HKD302. So let's go ahead, get this attached, and head on over to our farm. And here's our other harvester. This one's a little bit different. This is the only tipper that you can pull, that I have found yet, that you can pull. I'm sure there's mods out there also, but I have not explored any of those yet. The one thing I've noticed about this harvester is when you hire a worker and that worker gets to the end of the row, he can't turn this thing around for some reason. So you will literally have to dismiss your worker, turn it around, and then rehire the worker. But let's see how this works here with the trailer behind it. So let's go ahead and probably switch to the right tool here. All right, there we go. Now, put the pipe out. We're gonna go ahead and lower the harvester. And we will turn it on. And there we go. So now what I do after this little trailer is full is I usually get a I usually get a conveyor belt and put it by the trailer and just dump this little trailer onto the conveyor belt, which will then load it into one of the larger tippers. So I'm going to go ahead and hire a worker right here. Oops. No, maybe I won't. No. Alright, maybe we'll get to the end of the row. We'll turn around here and then we'll hire a worker, and that way you guys can see what happens. Oops. And if you are not close enough to the field or lined up correctly, the worker will not work either. There we go. Literally has to be on the edge of the field in order for a worker to start. So here we are into the field. And that's it. The worker will get stuck. So let's go ahead and show you another way. Okay, now let's take a look at this harvester without the trailer. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Basically going to hire a worker. Actually, I think I'm too far away from the field. Remember what I said about having to be right up next to the field. I'm not sure why, but alright, just want to make sure I'm close enough. And we will jump out of there, head over to the truck. I'm going to go ahead and back up here. Alright. Try not to run into the harvester like I just did. And basically just drive right alongside it. I'm gonna adjust my cruise control. Maybe. There we go. So now for this other harvester, you're gonna line it up, hire a worker, get it started, and simply drive right alongside of it. I set my cruise control to about 5 miles an hour and just drive. Actually, I could probably go a little bit faster. Let's see what happens here. There we go. Very, very simple. Like I said, this takes a lot of time to do, a lot of time to plant, but once it is planted, you don't have to do it again. Unless, of course, you cultivate the field, plant something different. You know, once the field is planted, it's planted until you do something else with the field. Oh geez, I obviously cannot talk and drive today. And I totally ran over my harvester. I'm used to having a controller, I'm not used to being on the keyboard. That was painfully horrible. I just cut that out, saved you guys some pain. I'm so sorry. Guess it just proves nobody can be perfect all of the time. I'm so far from perfect, it's not funny. But hey, like I always tell my kids, you have to make mistakes to learn. And now that I've learned how to drive straight again and follow my tractor, let's get back to this. Now, if you don't want to drive through your fields, you can drive on either side. So there it is. Now let's get this harvested a little faster. Now that we have planted, grown, and harvested our sugarcane, you're probably left with 2 questions. So let's take a ride on a train and discuss these questions. First, you might be wondering, what do I do with all this sugarcane? Well, I'll show you that in a second. The second question you might have is, how do I feel about sugarcane after all of this? So I feel the best way that I can express my feelings for this plant is to show you. So let's get to it. Well, now let's cover the other question. What do you do with the sugarcane? Well, you can dump it anywhere. I don't necessarily recommend dumping it at the bottom of the railroad bridge. It's a little out of the way and inconvenient to get to. There's better options. Let me show you. One of the other options is you can keep a larger tipper next to your field and take the sugarcane tippers right up next to them. And they do actually have to be pretty close because it will miss the trailer and dump on the ground. But these trailers tip to the side and they will dump into other trailers, as you can see here. But be careful as you're tipping. If you go too far, if you're too far away from the trailer, it'll spill on the ground and then you have to come and clean up the mess, which is never very much fun to have to redo things that you've already done. Another option is to take your full tippers to one of the train stations that have the silos. You can unload the sugarcane there just the same as the potatoes and the beets and store it until it's time to sell. Another option you have is if your field you're harvesting is rather far away from the train stations or your farm, you can unload directly into the train, preferably without running into the train. Again, you do have to be rather close to the train because if you miss, then you end up unloading onto the train tracks, which again is just another mess you gotta clean up. But you can unload directly into here, the same way you do the semi-truck, and then take it on to the train station. And of course, once your train is full, you just take it around to the nearest train station or sell point and unload it. It's that simple. And here's just one more way I can show my true feelings for sugarcane. Oh no, it won't dump in the pool. Oh well. Yeah, I don't really like sugarcane. It just takes too much time. Maybe there needs to be some mods and stuff. I haven't looked yet. Maybe there is. I don't know. It takes too long and I just don't have the patience for it. So I hope you've all enjoyed this little video on sugarcane, and maybe some parts have helped you out. Let me know what you think about sugarcane in the comment section below. I personally use up all my patience on my kids, so I don't really have the patience for a tediously slow growing crop on Farming Simulator. I enjoy the game. I absolutely love this game. I'm the one that got my whole family addicted to this game. As always, don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button. See y'all next time.